minimum wage bill into law, signaling the beginning of implementation of the 70,000 naira agreed by all stakeholders in the tripartite committee. The president signed the bill into law at the council chambers of the presidential villa, Abuja, witnessed by leadership of the National Assembly, Senate President Senator Godswill Akpabio, Deputy Senate President Jibrin Barau, among others. The President, who was presiding over a Federal Executive Council meeting, had to suspend proceedings temporarily to assent to the bill. Shortly after, the Senate President Akpabio spoke to State House correspondents, saying Nigerian workers have cause to be happy as the government has not only doubled the wage benchmark, it also added some money on it. He seized the opportunity to caution those planning a national protest, saying while it is their fundamental right to protest, they must not resort to violence or destructive tendencies. According to Akpabio, the challenges bedeviling the country was not the making of the current administration, adding that resorting to violence will jeopardize effort to rebuild the nation.
Responding to the clear call, and things have come at a better time than today. Now, the president has indicated every assignment for everything aside to welcome you and perform the signing ceremony which we have just witnessed. By the signing of this bill into law, the welfare of Nigerian workers has been more than
and not just the issue of passing the minimum wage. From your attitude, Mr. President, and of course the National Assembly, I know that this is not one passage that's going to come the way of others, where you pass and people don't pay. I know that by God's grace, with your leadership and your commitment, because the issue is about commitment, about a leader being committed to do what he says he will do, that the minimum wage will be paid as having been passed. We are grateful that you have put so much energy.
I'm ecstatic. I'm excited about the Nigerian worker, and the National Minimum Wage Amendment is for the whole nation, for the federal government, for the states, for the local governments, for the private sector, and even for individual employers. So I think this is a great day for the workers in the country.
Implementation of this new all-important Minimum Wage Act, definitely at the federal level, but also we will encourage that this is a national minimum wage to be implemented across the society, the federal.
Meanwhile, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio asked called for an emergency meeting of the Senate. The circular, seen by our correspondent and signed by the clerk Chinedu Akubueze on Monday, said the meeting was of national importance. The internet circular did not give further details on the emergency meeting. The meeting will be held on Wednesday, July 31st, 2024, just one day before the commencement of the nationwide planned protest against hunger and hardship. According to the circular, senators are requested to make all necessary arrangements to attend as issues of national importance will be discussed. It also regrets all inconvenience that the interruption of the recess will cause. It will be recalled that the National Assembly had commenced a 7-week recess and was expected to reconvene on September 17, 2024. The recess was announced after the plenary last week, Wednesday. Both chambers of the Assembly, Senate and House of Representatives were supposed to be on break for 7 weeks, which is the yearly recess. The House of Representatives has announced an emergency plenary session for Wednesday, July 31st, 2024 on directive of Speaker Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin. All honorable members have been summoned to attend this crucial session, which was communicated through an internal memorandum issued by Clerk of the House, Dr. Yahya Danzaria. The House had commenced this annual recess on Tuesday, July 23, 2024, where we will reconvene to address pressing national issues. Our spokesman, Akin Rotimi, in a statement said the forthcoming session will focus on critical matters requiring immediate legislative attention. Rotimi also said the House will hold a town hall meeting with young Nigerians in addition to the plenary session. The Speaker of the House, according to him, will host a town hall meeting with young Nigerians on Wednesday at the National Assembly. Organized in collaboration with Young Africa and Conrad Stephen, the town hall will bring together young youth leaders, students, young professionals, and representatives from various youth organizations and civil society groups. The initiative, according to the House spokesman, aims to provide a platform for young Nigerians to voice their concerns, share ideas, and engage directly with legislative leaders on issues impacting their lives and futures. Now to other stories. In a reaction to the directive of the Nigerian Communications Commission to disconnect subscriber identity module SIMs telephone lines not linked to the National Identification Number, which was scheduled to take effect on July 31st, 2024, a large number of a service provider subscribers' phone number were blocked, leading to a large crowd at the telecommunication office in different parts of the country. Galaxy's TV's Nenwarangi Mizaka, who visited the office at Allen Avenue, Keja, gives more details in this report.
A large crowd of aggrieved subscribers have besieged MTN offices across the country to express their frustration and disappointment over the telecommunication company's blocking of phone numbers. MTN banned the mobile lines of several users on Sunday, allegedly for failing to link the National Identification Numbers (NIN) with their mobile phone numbers. This was in reaction to the directive of the Nigerian Communications Commission to disconnect telephone lines not linked to the NIN. Some of the subscribers in the early hours of Monday arrived at the MTN offices with long queues formed at the entrances. However, most subscribers say their lines have been blocked even though they have successfully linked their SIMs with their NINs.
When I was browsing, doing something on my phone, suddenly the thing just started misbehaving. I thought it was my phone I was misbehaving. I had to switch my phone, on it back again. The same thing. There was no clue about it. It's a speculation that maybe making of NIN to your SIM or something like that, which I have done severally. I've done it up to twice. And they still went ahead and blocked the phone.
I've been here since the problem say after 8. Because I left home since 5 a.m. I'm coming from Shagam. And I'm not sure I'm going to do it. Probably will help us to beg them. The link they are saying this was, let them open the site so that the link will go. To avoid all this crowd. Assuming I'm able to do mine now, he's able to do his own. Nobody will stretch themselves and come down here. They should just find something to that link and that code.
Yeah, man, anyway, I have 3 MTN number. So one is for my modem, one is for I used to on my mobile phone. So the one on my modem is still working, but the one on my phone, the second one is also working. Just the hotline that is bad. In fact, this one I've been using since 2005. So I was like, how manage? And I have their app. Their MTN app is not even accessing the number again. It's telling me that this number is incorrect. I was like, how manage? And this is the third time I'm going to register this line. I've been to their fiscal office twice, and I registered on their app once, so making 3 times. So now coming here again, I will be the 4th time. So I was like, how manage? They are just frustrating people's efforts.
But my line was blocked on Saturday. I was here yesterday at about 3 o'clock. There were crowd outside, so they said, well, we can't go in, that they cannot take more than the people that they had inside. That we should come this morning. Only for me to come this morning, and I found this crowd outside. I've been here for about 3 hours. But I feel so bad because I've registered my SIM before at their ShopRite branch. I went there yesterday before coming here. It was closed. I don't see reason why they should do that. They can't do this in South Africa, which is their country of origin, but they take us for granted. They take Nigerians seriously for granted. How do you look at us outside?
The blockage has left many subscribers stranded and unable to access their phone services. As of the time of filing this report, the telecoms firms was yet to issue an official statement on the controversy, and it is still unclear how many mobile phone numbers were affected. Nenwarangi Mazaka, Galaxy TV News, Lagos.
And still on that story, considering the challenges the blockage of the line have caused, the Nigerian Communications Commission directed all operators to reactivate all lines that were disconnected over the weekend in view of the short time available for consumers to undertake the verification of their NINs with their SIMs. Over the weekend, many telecom subscribers and consumers were unable to access their phone lines because of the inability of many telecom consumers to verify their National Identification Number NINs with their Subscriber Identification Module SIMs. These, according to NCC, meant that the numbers were blocked by the telecom service providers in keeping with the laws and policies of the NIN to SIM linkage. The Commission, in a statement issued and signed by its Director of Public Affairs, Ruben Muka, stated that telecom consumers and the public will recall the compulsory linkage of NIN with SIM, which began in December 2020, when the government directed telecommunication companies to bar unregistered SIM cards and SIMs that were not linked to NIN. It added, since December 2023, the Commission had since reviewed the deadline a few times. April 15, 2024 was set as the deadline for the full network barring of subscribers with 4 or fewer SIM that had unverified NIN details. NCC noted that the deadline was then reviewed to July 31, 2024 to give consumers more time to ensure their submitted NIN details are properly verified, adding that despite these extensions, many phone lines are yet to be linked with verified NINs. It stated that the objective of this exercise by the federal government of Nigeria include enhancing national security and ensuring the national SIM ownership database is accurate. The NIN to SIM linkage policy aids in verifying and protecting users' identities while also providing a critical infrastructure that assures access to benefit of a robust digital economy for the citizenry. You're still on to the news on Galaxy TV. Let's go on a break. When we come back, the news continues. We are glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-6666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. The Association of Licensed Telecom Operators of Nigeria, ALTEN, says its members are not involved in trying to frustrate the proposed nationwide protest by barring subscriber lines or restricting internet access. The ALTEN chairman, Benga Adebayo, told newsmen that it was just coincidental that the barring of lines by telecommunication companies was coming at a time some persons were preparing for a protest. There have been reports that some youth groups are planning a nationwide protest from August 1st to August 10 to demand government solutions to rising cost of living and economic hardship in the country. At the same time, some subscribers have had their SIMs barred by their telcos even after doing the NIN to SIM linkage. This led to complaints by subscribers that telcos are trying to restrict citizens' access to internet in order to frustrate the planned protest. ALTEN is the official industry body for all providers of telecommunications and subsidiary services in Nigeria. And now, in light of the planned nationwide protest, the Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, has instructed vice-chancellors of Nigerian universities to ensure the safety and security of staff and students within their domains. This directive was conveyed through a circular issued by the Acting Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, NUC, Chris Miyake, on July 28, which was made available to the press in Abuja on Monday. The minister emphasized the importance of prioritizing the security and safety of university communities, while also acknowledging the right to peaceful protest. He urged students to remain on campus and focus on their academic pursuits, avoiding potential dangers associated with the protests. According to the circular, the federal government recognizes the right to peaceful protest, but it is concerned about the potential risks to staff, student and university property, adding that vice-chancellors are directed to take proactive measures to ensure the security and safety of their respective university communities. And still on the protest, the Southern Kaduna Christian Leaders Association has advised youth not to participate in the planned nationwide protest, but to allow total healing of the land after suffering several attacks in recent past. Chairman of the association, Apostle Dr. Emmanuel Kore, made the call at the sidelines of a special Thanksgiving service for elected and appointed officers from Southern Kaduna. The guest speaker in the ECWA President, Reverend Dr. Job Ayuba Malam, charged elected and appointed officers to be faithful in all they do, take their work seriously, and chart a new course for the people. Responding on behalf of other elected and appointed officers, the member representing Zango Kataf Jaba constituency at the House of Representatives, Amos Gwamna Magaji, thanked SKCLA for organizing the Thanksgiving and Prayers program, describing it as uncommon.
We know that there is hunger in the land, suffering in the land, hardship, and it has not been well with our people. But I think that as religious leaders, we've not been able to engage the government. We've not, gave our side of the story to the government, even as I'm talking to you now.
Suggest that we upset it now, if you ask me. It does not make the protest invalid, but for our people in Southern Kaduna, it is not advisable to attract that kind of thing, I don't know which words to use.
Some of us in various houses, elected or appointed members in the state, national, we may not have done this Thanksgiving, but this offers an opportunity for everybody to come and appreciate God.
Let me plead with the people. Nobody in Nigeria, in government or outside the government, that will deny the fact that people are suffering. That will deny the fact that we are facing serious challenges at a point in time. But that is not enough a reason for us to embark on a protest.
Meanwhile, Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri has cautioned youth of the state against participating in any form of protest come August 1st, 2024. Governor Diri made this known at Sample Community in Kolokuma, Opokuma local government area, where he met with youth and his community leaders on the nature and violence ahead of the proposed protest. He discouraged the involvement of youth in activities that could destabilize the state and the country at large. Hence, he advised against joining any form of protest.
The only way to protest is by your voters' cards, not to heed to those who want you to go to the streets, to go and destroy, to go and kill. We don't encourage any violent protest in Bayelsa State. Therefore, let me use this opportunity to call on all the youths of Bayelsa not to be used by some of these characters, either at home or abroad, who want to bring down our country.
Now, we move to the international desk for more news. This is news from the International saying U.S. President Joe Biden has unveiled proposals to reform the Supreme Court, calling on Congress to impose term limits on justices and impose new ethnic rules. Biden ruled out his plans for the conservative-led Supreme Court in an opinion piece on Monday, saying they are needed to restore trust and accountability to the court and our democracy. The reforms, which would need to be passed by Congress, include setting Supreme Court justices' terms at 18 years and establishing a stricter ethics code for them, similar to that of governing federal judges. Biden is also urging for a constitutional amendment that would undermine the Supreme Court's recent ruling backing Donald Trump's claim to presidential immunity. The proposals are an unlikely bid by the 81-year-old president, who will not run for re-election, to leave his mark on the U.S. judicial system in his last days in office. With both chambers of Congress deeply divided and Biden's rival Republican Party narrowly controlling the House of Representatives, his chance of getting the reforms through are next to none, analyst says. And that's it for now, but do join us at 9 p.m. for our prime time news. My name is Eribami Salah.